Danny White was a very, very good quarterback, but he violated the #1 rule. You don't want to be the guy who replaces a guy. You want to be the guy who replaces a guy who replaced the guy. But he had to replace Roger Staubach, and that was no easy task. And White now has empathy for current Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo.
Anybody that says that Tony Romo is not a good enough quarterback to take a team to the Super Bowl is not either very smart, or they don't know football, or they haven't done their homework. Because I don't think anybody in the league makes something out of nothing as well as he does.
Danny White speaks from experience. White led the Cowboys to 3 straight NFC Championship games from 1980 to 1982. But his legacy is that he is the quarterback who could not lead the Cowboys to the Super Bowl, a stigma that sticks with him to this day.
It wouldn't have mattered if we had gone to 3 Super Bowls and lost. It would have been the same kind of a thing. That's the way we're all judged in this league, and that's the way it should be.
After playing at Arizona State, White joined the Cowboys in 1976. But for his first 4 years, he was the punter and the backup quarterback to an NFL legend.
I don't think there were any bigger shoes to fill than Rodgers, but you know, I never could figure out why everybody kept talking about it. Why they felt like it was so much pressure on me, because I never felt it. So I was never really competing with the ghost of Roger Staubach like everybody thought I was.
But you know that they felt that way.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, to this day.
There's Danny White.
White never led the Cowboys to a Super Bowl as the starting quarterback, but he did play in a Super Bowl as a quarterback. He took the field in Super Bowl 12 after Roger Staubach was temporarily knocked out of the game with an injured finger.
Roger Staubach is heading for the locker room.
And the bad thing is, when he came out after going in and getting it taped up or deadened or whatever he did.
Here comes Roger Staubach out of the locker room.
He didn't even run over to Coach Landry and say, okay, I'm back, I'm ready. He ran straight down the middle of the field into the huddle. So, Wiz, you're out.
Did he really?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of competitor that he was.
The closest Danny White came to leading the Cowboys to the Super Bowl was the 1981 season. A single play in the NFC Championship game that year turned the fortunes of 2 franchises.
In the end zone, Clark, touchdown! Dwight Clark catches the ball!
3 decades later, the catch still haunts Cowboys fans and players.
That game, Danny played great football. It wasn't his fault. So it's a shame because they didn't get to that next level, but it wasn't Danny White.
When the Super Bowl is played every year, what are the emotions that come back to you?
They're all positive. I don't feel I have any regrets. Maybe a lot of people think that that I sit around and wish that we had won one of those championship games, but believe me, I don't waste any time feeling regrets over any of my career. I learned a lot and grew a lot and played with a bunch of guys that taught me a lot. I'll cherish that for the rest of my life.
And putting 30 years between you and some of those memories helps a little bit. But White did close out that interview by saying you get paid a lot of money to live the rest of your life with some of those memories, and some of them aren't that great. Okay, Jason Witten, he's down here in New Orleans. We're going to hear from the Cowboys Pro Bowl tight end on the changes coming up next.